So here we are back in the office. This time I'm with Brad. Brad, what are we talking about today?
Brakes.
Brakes. Okay. Why are brakes important?
Because that's what stops you.
I knew the answer to that one. I don't often know the answer to the questions, but I know that one. All right. So tell me, what am I looking at?
So these are brake pads. That's a worn brake pad.
Yep.
And that is a new brake pad.
A little hole there is.
Yeah, so that's your wear indicator. So that's when the pad is at its absolute limit.
Yep.
Just there. It's very difficult to see on the camera. Might be easy to see on this one. You can just see there. There's a little cutout. It's very, very small.
Yep.
That would be that the pad is its absolute minimum wear limit. So that's the easy way to tell. That is actually at the back of the pad. Another indicator would be the groove inside the pad, which is pretty much in line with that. Once you've lost your grooves, effectively the pad is no longer serviceable and would need to be replaced.
Sorry. But I noticed on the black one, the used one there, we could still see the hole.
Yeah, so that pad's effectively not necessarily worn all the way out, but obviously either somebody's been going on a trip or it's a sales bike that effectively needed new pads before it was sold. So there's a service limit to most items. Obviously, the earlier you can get them done, the more likely you are to catch any issues or any problems.
Excellent, good stuff. So next to the pads, you've got these things. What are these?
So we've got a couple of brake calipers. So this caliper, actually somebody has worn all the way through the material, and all the way through the backing plate. And actually what's then started to happen is it's started to wear through the piston material. So that's actually when you effectively brake, and fluid is pushed into the chamber behind the back here, which then pushes onto this piston here, which then pushes out and then presses against your pad. So effectively, if you wear past that service limit and past the service limit, past the metal part there, it will then wear into the piston.
You've got metal on metal.
Metal on metal, which is effectively going to ruin your brake discs as well as
ruin your day.
Yeah, your day and everything, and would make a lot of noise.
All right. So we've got the caliper and the pistons, not the sort of pistons that I'm used to, obviously, but that's obviously going in and out.
Yeah.
And then there's something that goes here.
Yeah. So normally your brake pad, normally there would be a slider on this. So this is a rear caliper. For demonstration purposes, we've just got this caliper so people understand the importance of looking after. So normally your pad would sit inside the slider, inside of there, effectively. It's not actually that way. I've not got the right way around pad, but I've got one for you. And would sit there in the slider, and then as you brake, your disc would sit in between their pads either side, and then your pistons against the back.
Okay, cool. So to have a good working brake, you need the pistons, you need the brake disc, and you need the brake pads. Okay, anything else that we should be concerned with?
So obviously with regards to this should all be serviceable. So on a rear brake you have sliders. This is a general rule of thumb. So when the sliders are working, they should be well greased. The pistons should be moving in and out correctly. There shouldn't be any issues with them moving in and out. They should move freely. Behind these pistons there is rubber seals, so you've got a fluid seal and then a dust seal. What tends to happen over time is a Teflon coating on these pistons wears, and then the rubbish off of the road effectively will then start digging into the Teflon coating, and then will lift off and start making your seal swell, which is then what causes the brakes to bind on.
Okay, so what these seals that you've got in here, you've got a dust seal and a water seal, a liquid seal. What are they sealing against? What?
The fluid, the brake fluid.
Okay.
So effectively, it's a sealed system. So it's when you brake, you don't want anything getting inside your brake fluid system at all.
Okay.
So this is the important bit of changing the brake fluid. That fluid is hygroscopic, so it absorbs water.
Okay.
So effectively that fluid needs to be changed quite regularly. If you don't, you'll find that the fluid will then coagulate, so it will go lumpy and horrible and just generally turn disgusting over time.
Excellent.
Well, if we go over to there, we can have a look at one of the bikes over there and give you an idea of what. So basically, the check you can do is normally, if the bike's serviced correctly, your pad level should be space between the minimum and maximum. Now that should give you an indication of where your brake fluid initial wear is. So obviously check first, but the brake fluid level will normally be at maximum if your brake pads are new. After, with a little bit of wear, that will obviously come down, and when it's at the minimum will be when your brake pads should need replacing. That's if the bike's serviced correctly.
Okay. So the two really do link up nicely.
Yeah, they do. But obviously the fluid should be nice and clear. The clearer the better, or of a yellowy colour, depending on the substance you're using generally. The fluid will change darker, will go darker, and that will indicate that the fluid needs changing, normally due to water or degradation from the sun, really, more than anything. That's it, and obviously give you an idea.
Is that the usual place for brake fluid?
Yeah, it's normally in a sealed container on the handlebars or anywhere around that area.
Okay, now we've come over to another bike here, because we're now interested in the brake discs. So where is the disc?
So you've got the disc mounted here.
Okay.
This is a dual disc. It's got two discs on the front, one here, and one on the left, one on the right. So the disc, the way of checking the disc is just to run your fingers over the surface. There should be no scoring, no marking to the surface, and generally no indents. You will get small pitting, but pitting it on a large scale isn't a good idea. Okay. That normally indicates the disc will need changing. Another indication is you've got a minimum thickness, so that's a service limit of the disc. So that's its minimum tolerance for when it should need replacing. It's 4mm on this one, and that disc. It's nice and healthy. It's quite a new bike this, so the disc is in good shape. There's a slight bluing to the disc. That just means that the disc has got hot. It's working effectively, and it's doing its job properly.
And we can see the caliper in situ there as well, so we know where that's sitting with the disc going through the middle of it. Okay, wonderful. Okay, so as part of the service for the brakes, is there anything else that you offer?
So at Sycamore Motorrad, we're actually, as an additional service, we would offer, generally if the brakes are binding, when we're checking it for a service or something that you could come in at any time, is that we pump the pistons out past the seals. So as you can see, that's a retracted piston, where it's sat all the way back as far into the body. So if your brake pad was brand new, that's generally where there or thereabouts where the actual piston will sit. Obviously as it wears, the piston will come further and further out as the pads wear. So as you can see there, the piston is retracted quite a way, so that's where we would service. So we would pump that piston all the way out to its maximum, and we'd clean that as best we can to make sure there's no grime, dirt or anything on there.
Okay.
And that would make sure the seals are okay, everything inside the pistons and the caliper is okay. What we would then do is then grease all the pad linings, all the pins, make sure they're all clean and free, and that would make sure the caliper's nice and healthy.
Wonderful.
Free.
Thank you, Brad. That was great.
No problem.
Thank you.